Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Def from Navstack Bits. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Kingston brand of SSDs. You find these things everywhere, and they're cheap as dirt. But are they any good? A lot of people say different things about them. I have purchased and installed personally about 200 of these units. Most of them are the 240 gigabyte variety, and I've watched them as they've updated. Like this one is an A400, this is a UV500. That's more about the model than how much information that they hold on the inside. Now, I think this one's a little bit older, and this one's newer. They seem to update them every now and then. But first off, before I get into the particulars about which ones do what, it's all about 200 of them. I've had about 5 of them die on me within the 3 years. It's kind of unfortunate, especially mine. I have really particularly bad luck with my personal ones that I have. The computer starts getting really sketchy, and I start getting errors about the hard drive. And on most occasions, I'll install the Kingston driver utility or the drive utility, and it will say that everything's all right. It'll say, hey, I'm not seeing any problems with this drive, when clearly there definitely are problems with the drive. One particular problem I was having was with this unit. And on this unit, what was I running into? I was trying to clone to it. There had been an issue with the computer. The computer died. Maybe it was some power problem, but it was clear that the computer was dead. And on top of that, the computer was dead, so I tore this out of here. I tore it out and I put it on the shelf. I was trying to use it recently. I cloned over to it. I installed it on the new system. The new system said it didn't have the files it needed. So I took a look at it on the original system that I was cloning with, and it said it was offline. So I tried again, and the same thing happened. So I don't know what's going on here. The Kingston, I'd use the driver utility. The driver utility told me that it needed a new firmware update, but it wouldn't install the firmware. It would download. It would say it was installing, and that's it. It would almost kind of crash. So, but at the same time, I'm not even sure I'm really worried about that too much, because with the power you get out of these things for $50 Canadian, it's just freaking amazing. It blows me away. I remember a time about 15 years ago where my friend thought I was insane for having a 250 gigabyte hard disk drive. He thought, oh, what are you going to fill that with? Yeah, I knew this time would come, Ryan. Okay, so, of course, hard drives are busted down to the 2.5, or is that 3.5? 2.5, 3.5 size. And then they went on to the M2 type. And there's so many different types of M.2 cards, too. This one is NVMe, I believe it's called. So much faster, definitely much faster. But anyways, a lot of people are saying that these older ones are cheap, and saying that Kingston over here is also cheap. I don't think that these are cheap as in they're bad hardware. I think they're priced generally lower, and I think the quality of them is lower than, I think it's called Critical or Circuit or Samsung or Intel. I haven't had any problems with Intel or Samsung external SSDs. These are priced just right. I like the name. I've had a few issues with the USB drives. I was having a problem getting Windows to boot off some of the 3.0 drives. But other than that, I have never lost any huge media to this stuff. I have lost media to Western Digital. Western Digital, what are you doing when it comes to those hybrid drives? Man, I have so much heartbreak over that. You guys sent me down the river. So harsh. But anyways, running from a USB 3.0 external drive, these things are nuts. They're just as fast as you would want. No problems at all. No problems at all. All in all, I'd say they're good stuff. I'm going to continue to purchase them, but remember, you don't always pick winners. At the same time, the winners are supposed to be Western Digital, but they're just failing me quicker than I can turn around. I get another Western Digital going down. So, you know, these things are better than using standard drives all day long. I definitely recommend them. Anyways, this is it for me. Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Have a good one, folks. Take care of each other.